Hi, have a great day. My name is Dixie Galvez. Today is April 15, 2021. Um, this this is the thing that I have to share to all the parents and the students of the school district of Palm Beach County. Um, of course, the students cannot go to school without transportation, right? Okay, so the students' transportation request that was also provided in the school district of Palm Beach County. Okay, you need to go, the parents has to go to school and ask to request for the school bus transportation if your child is eligible to have a school bus transportation. Okay, and then the school give you the complete the form that the school give it to you. uh, you need to complete and return it to them, to the school district of Palm Beach County, or submit it to them, and ask for their address and the address of and the phone number, and to the school. For the student with an IEP who required an aid, wheelchair, or have a medical condition, a transportation request for special needs students or PVSD is required and must be administered by the school ESE personnel. For questions concerning the form, you have to contact the school bus transportation. The eligibility requirements of the students to receive school transportation services has been defined in Florida Statute Section 1006.21 and Florida Department of Education Administrative Code Rule 6A-3A.001 to include the following: the kindergarten until the 12th grade students whose homes are more than a reasonable walking distance from the nearest appropriate school. A reasonable walking distance for a student is defined by the Florida Department of Education Administrative Code. Rule 6A-3.001 as any distance not more than 2 miles between the home and the school, or are 1.5 miles between the home and the assigned bus stop. The pre-kindergarten through grade 12 students with special needs or disability, regardless of the distance from home to school, require Form PBSD 1848 administered by the school ASE personnel. All students enrolled in 10-age parent program and the registered children of such students FS 1003.54. Elementary age children who live within 2 miles of their assigned elementary school and who are subject to hazardous walking conditions distance as defined in Florida Statute Sections 1006.23. The hazardous walker areas are officially determined by transportation services. The address on file with the school will determine transportation eligibility. Make sure it is correct. Submitting the form does not guarantee that your child will be provided transportation. Only eligible students will receive school bus transportation. If the form is not submitted by the due date before the school starts, it may delay transportation services for your child. Students' eligibility notification will be provided by the school district's automated telephone system before the last day of school. Make sure the phone number on file with the school is correct. Before submitting the form, verify that the content you are submitting is correct and that you understand what students are eligible for transportation. The form must be submitted by confirmation number is not valid if the form is not properly submitted by pressing. If you provided a valid email address, that would be the great idea. The board policy 2.26 restrict students to one bus stop location per student address. No multiple stops shall be permitted. All the beginning of each school year, transportation releases school bus routing information to the schools as soon as the routes are finished and approved by the school board. All schools are provided routing information for their students on a regular basis throughout the school year. Pick up and drop off details for students on special education routes are shared by the ESE contact at the school center. Students are aware or follow the district adopted code or student conduct. While the students are at school bus stops and to provide necessary supervision during times when the bus is not present. When the physical disability of the student renders the student unable to get on and off the bus without assistance, the parent or guardian provides the necessary assistance to help the student get on and off at the bus stop as required by the district policy or the student's individual education plan or IEP. If a student resides within the 2-mile limit to their assigned school and is not eligible for transportation, are there any exceptions? By law, the state of Florida provides school bus transportation funding for regular education students that live 2 or more miles from the school. The exception to this is for those students receiving special needs services through placement in an exceptional education program and have an active individual education plan or IEP or been approved under the guidelines policy 504. Who is eligible to receive school bus to and from school? The eligibility of students to receive school transportation service has been defined in Florida statutes section 1006.21 to include pre-kindergarten disability programs and kindergarten through grade 12 students whose homes are more than a reasonable walking distance from the nearest appropriate school. A reasonable walking distance for students is defined by the Florida Department of Education Administrative Code as any distance not more than 2 miles between the home and the school, or 1.5 miles between the home and the assigned bus stop. Pre-kindergarten through 8th grade 12 students with special needs or disabilities, regardless of the distance from home to school, all students enrolled in Teen-Age Parent Program and the registered children of such students. Elementary age children who live within 2 miles of their assigned elementary school and who are subject to hazardous walking condition as defined in section 1006.23. But the student is not automatic receive a school bus transportation. I know because I experienced that. I did apply for my my child for school. I applied for him for them for school bus transportation. I filled out the form from the school and then submitted. But the school is giving you the information that the child is eligible to have a bus transportation, and mostly the child is ESE. Thank you very much and have a great day.